Welcome to the interview portion of the Spotlight today, right here on the Spotlight, Fightful.com. I'm Steven Jensen, as always, with Jeremy Lambert, and we are here with a name you know. He is someone you've seen on All Elite Wrestling television. He is one of the masterminds behind Terminus. He's the madman behind all these Battle Slam shows that we got coming up, and the last one that I was at. He's the Emperor, Baron Black. What's up, Baron? Thank you for joining us, man.
I'm doing good. Nothing but preparing for a big summer.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, full disclosure for people watching this, I've been able to attend the Terminus shows and the first Battle Slam show here in Atlanta. And I can tell y'all firsthand, it's been a hell of an experience, like really, really fun shows, providing something different in the wrestling landscape. And being someone who lives in Atlanta, it gives me something to look forward to now to go to all these shows. Baron, for people who might not be familiar with Battle Slam and or Terminus, kind of tell people what this brand and what this is all about, because Terminus a little bit different than Battle Slam, but both providing like really great shows for the wrestling fans out there.
I think it's painfully obvious that Terminus is different from Battle Slam. Terminus will be returning very soon. Be on the lookout for that. And Battle Slam has curved out, a section of his own, bringing together two entities that should have already been collaborating together for years, years ago, but it's finally happening now. And that's the world of hip hop and the hip hop culture and scene and the world of professional wrestling, all under one roof.
Yes. And I got to ask right off the top, or I shouldn't. All right. So first show we had Pastor Troy, which was huge. And you've already announced Little Scrappy is going to be there this weekend. So like, how did you get Little Scrappy? Because, growing up in Atlanta, I listened to him. I listened to Trillville. I remember seeing those guys live like forever ago. And I still love that kind of music. So like, how did you get Little Scrappy involved in this thing?
It's funny you said Trillville because I don't, some people noticed, some people didn't, but that was the, one of the themes for Battle Slam Vendetta. It was the instrumental, and I was wondering who was going to peep out and figure out that was Trillville. Never ever. That was the track. Man, I just basically stumbled upon both these guys. I wanted to do Battle Slam. I knew what I wanted to do, and those were the first two people I had in mind. And I made some contacts through people contacted me because there was interest in the city itself for an event like this, because I had gotten contact by certain individuals in the music scene after Terminus 1. So once I was able to put it together, contacted these guys, and these guys were all for it. They're huge wrestlers.
Getting Pastor Troy, when I saw that announcement, I was very excited because Vice Versa was like in high school, like that's pretty much one of the tracks I just always listen to. So I know you told the Jobber Sean Ross Sapp how they came together and Vice Versa and everything. Now you're dealing with the A team now, not the B team, right, Sean Ross Sapp. But what have you learned from the first show and then going into the second show this weekend? Like, what are the things that, okay, I can improve on this. This worked well. Let's continue this. Like, what did you take away from the first show heading into the second show?
Be prepared to audible. Be prepared to audible. Everything with the first show went very smooth. It's just that we did start a tad bit behind, but it had to do with, some people, more than one individual, coming in a little bit late. So, this time we have stuff and parameters in place for that. So therefore we won't be starting late like we did last time. But once we started, everything was smooth as butter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what's the feedback been like? Because last time we talked was at the event, but now since then, Battle Slam Vendetta has aired, and we've had like the feedback from the fans. What's the feedback been like that you've seen for it, Baron?
The feedback's been outstanding. I don't know if you watched the premiere day
Yep.
when it premiered, but it was a lot of people engaging about Battle Slam online. So I was happy to see that. Everybody wants to see another one. The growth of the social media channels doubled or more. So obviously the first one was something everybody liked what they saw. So it's very going to be exciting for everybody to see this next one, especially when we got, the likes of a legend like Lucas Scrappy going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, can you let us know, like, will this show be starting off with a musical performance like the last one? Is that something you can tell us? Like, I'm trying to get prepared for being there live. Like, I want to know kind of what I'm going to be seeing.
Nah, I kind of just want to just, let people show up, experience the vibes. And then when we start off, just, be ready for whatever happens. I don't want to give it away. Anything.
Sure. That's fair. That's fair. And just for those of you who maybe haven't heard myself and Baron do our interviews up to this point, the Oasis Event Center, I think, has been a great venue for y'all. How did you find that place, and what's your relationship been like with that venue? Because I have to imagine they're pretty happy with how things are going over there.
I just stumbled upon that venue actually because it's funny. I had that venue down because the goal was always to try to run multiple venues so we can spread around, the success and the word of Terminus Battle Slam. And I had that venue on the list, and Battle Slam, Terminus 2, not Battle Slam. Terminus 2 was booked at a different venue. And some problems occurred with that venue. And full disclosure, I can talk about it now. We ran into problems with the venue a week and a half before Terminus 2. So you can just imagine the hair, pulling out my hair and rushing, trying to find another venue. And then I looked back at my list. I said, oh, these guys were interested before. Let me see what it's like. And I called him up. He was open. I said, I'll take it. Can I just do a walkthrough? Because I seen it actually 5 months prior. They actually did upgrades in that time. So when I went there, I was like, holy shit. I was like, y'all upgraded everything in here. This is awesome. I'm like, I think we're going to stay here. And the owner wanted to hear that because he like a lot of people still recovering from the pandemic, and he was like, yeah, whatever day y'all want, just let me know. And the rest was history. So now we just at Oasis Event Center, unfortunate, that it happened that way with the other venue, but things happen for a reason, right?
Was it Jonathan Gresham's fault with the Terminus 2, the issues with the venue? Because I watched your interview you did with him and Sean, and he is trying to figure out technology. He's not, you were clowning him, calling him looking like Urkel, trying to figure this stuff out. So was it his fault? He maybe just pressed the wrong button, and then the whole venue thing went up in smoke.
Nah, I mean, I would love to blame it on him and his lack of paying attention to anything tech-wise. But this was strictly nobody's fault but the venue we was dealing with before. So it was really a nerve-wracking thing because we had a whole show set, booked, everything. And we had to find another building within 10 days. That was it. And I pulled it off somehow. So
I'm glad it got sorted out. Sounds like a great venue. I know when I watched the premiere, like it looked very well on Fight. Like it looked very good. So kudos to you for pulling that off. And I look forward to the second show this weekend. When it comes to like in terms of booking talent, we got some people returning, but a lot of new talent as well. And I think for most people, like Private Party is the big one here. Like when it comes to booking talent, what is your thought process and who you're going to book and who you're going to pair up against each other?
My thought process is really I just want to create moments and I want to create, great wrestling matches. That's really my first and foremost. And then also a priority is for people who actually like the hip hop scene, who love the hip hop scene, who are influenced by the hip hop scene. So some people like Lee Moriarty and Myron Reed and Leo Rush, people like that, and who also people who want to celebrate the hip hop scene and also is in the wrestling scene. So those are the things I look for. Those are like the top 3-4 things that I look for before putting together a show. But I think matchups that we came up with and the talent came up with, it will always be at Battle Slam. You will always see some new faces and some old faces, just to keep stuff, new and fresh. And because there's a lot of people out there who are influenced by hip hop that are actually professional wrestlers. So I also want to, make sure they get a shot as well and create some interesting matchups, a great dynamic to where the show never feels stale. It always feels like something new and exciting.
Well, speaking of something new, something I definitely didn't expect to see. I've been following Adam Priest for quite a while, and when he entered to Lemonade by Gucci Mane, that place went nuts. Nobody saw that coming.
Funny part about that is that he was asking me which track to use, and he sent Lemonade and he sent another track, and I was like, I think Lemonade is the one.
Yeah.
I think Lemonade is the one, and then he agreed, and then the rest was history.
It was funny. It was funny watching like AC Mack and those guys who were like in the crowd hanging out during the show, and like they're all like, I think he's gonna blow the speakers out because like the bass in that song was so strong.
And the funny part is, he sent me the track, and then somewhere he found a bass boosted version, and he sent that in. So I was like, why the fuck? Why did you send us the bass boosted version? You nearly broke everything in the damn arena.
That was so good. It's so unexpected. So something else that I didn't expect, and I wanted to know the feedback on this because I forgot to ask you about this when we were together last. The sound effects like during the match, like the and all that stuff. Did people like that? Were they indifferent about it? I thought it was funny, like because it was just something different that like kind of highlighted certain parts of the show. But kind of whose idea was that, and like what's the feedback been? Is that something we're going to see going forward? Do you think with the Battle Slam shows?
Any and everything, down to every last detail, is a brainchild of mine when it comes to Battle Slam. Battle Slam is completely something that was in my brain since a child. So everything that happens a part of it, as far as content, anything, it all came from this big ass forehead that you see on your screen. But the sound effects thing was like, those sound effects are really synonymous in the hip hop world, especially on mixtapes and stuff like that during parties, doing live DJ, broadcast over the radio or at the club. You always hear those sound effects. So I was like, I got to incorporate that somehow. And then I came up with the idea of, because sometimes when you play the old wrestling games, Def Jam Vendetta, Def Jam Piper, and Why, sometimes you will hear those sound effects. So I was like, well, I guess we can do it that way and see how it works out. And it worked out pretty damn well because everybody loved it. So
how much of that was influenced from battle rap? Because I watch a lot of battle rap. You hear the sound effects, you hear the Don DeMarco drops. Like how much influence, not only the drops, but just the show in general, like comes from battle rap as well?
A lot. Like anything in hip hop culture that is very synonymous and popular, I wanted to try to incorporate into the presentation of Battle Slam. So when we seen Max Caster and Myron Reed rap, you heard the sound effects that you normally hear during a battle. So it was great. That turned out really good.
I used to do a battle rap podcast, so I gotta ask, like, how much battle rap do you watch, and like, who are some of your favorites if you watch enough of it?
I don't watch enough. I remember back in 106 and Park Freestyle Friday days. That was my battle rap days. After that, after that fell off, I kind of just didn't watch battle rap like that. I actually watched a battle rap contest that was actually in Atlanta a few weeks ago. I think it was called March Madness or something like that. I can't remember the name of it or what the league was called, but it's actually a battle rap league that tours and came to Atlanta. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna look at this. I looked at it online. I was like, it was pretty cool. So I don't follow the scene much, so I can't tell you no names of no people or nothing like that. But I am a fan of battle rap. If a battle rap broke out, I'm right in the middle instantly. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, so some of these matches I think are like gonna be I don't even know what the match of the night is gonna be, and I think that's kind of the point, right? Like it's a stacked show that I'm seeing here for Fight for Atlanta. And one of the matches that really sticks out to me is the Infantry versus the Russell Twins versus Work Horsemen. I think that's going to be a banger of a tag team match. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on, because I know you're the mastermind behind this. Like, how did this come together? Because I think this is a match that like wrestling fans all need to have their eyes on.
Yeah, it's actually a 4-way.
Who am I missing?
The team
C4. Sorry, Russell Twins, C4, Work Horsemen, and Infantry. I got you. I missed one there. I apologize.
It's going to be, of course, the Infantry, of course, C4, who are the Prestige Tag Team Champions. The Russell Twins, which is a very talented tag team that recently was on AEW Dark Elevation. And of course, Work Horsemen. I don't think I need to hype them up anymore. So we know who the Work Horsemen are. Yeah, I just wanted to the free for all eliminator, the terminal eliminator match. Those were really something that is a brainchild of mine, and I was like, you know what, I want to up the ante with the 4-way mindset. I want to up the ante with the 4-way concept of the match. So I was like, you know what, why don't we just do a tag eliminator? And that's where we were born. I was like, I got to get the 4 badass teams that I know, and I'm gonna see what we could get cooking, what we could get popping. So I came up with the tag team eliminator match, which has basically the same similar rule set. Everything will be explained, of course, during the show. Similar rule set to tag team turmoil, but a little bit different. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one, because all these teams are pretty damn dope, to be honest with you. So
now I know a lot of the stylization, the art, it comes from the Def Jam series, the video game series. So who is your character in those games?
My character was definitely DMX. I love D-Mob. That was my guy. I played a little bit with Ludacris. This is just the first game. I'm gonna get to the second. Believe it or not, I played with Manny a little bit. I don't know why. I feel sorry for him. I guess I played with him when I was a child. I don't know why. But yeah, Manny, Buddha, Moses from the first game. That was my guy. That was my guy. Him, Chuckle. I played with way too many people. But who did I pull out when I want to bust some ass? I pulled out DMX. That was my guy. I pulled.
Yeah.
Fair.
Now,
fair.
I know you're a big time gamer, Baron. I got to ask you, what's your favorite video game system of all time? I'm wearing the Nintendo 64 shirt right now, but I want to know what your favorite video game system of all time is.
Man, that's difficult. That's really difficult, man, because that N64, man, it gave me some wonders, but it gave me some wonders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My 007, Perfect Dark, Jet Force Gemini. You know what I'm saying? Donkey Kong Country, Diddy Kong Racing, Mario 64, Mario Kart 64. I can keep going all day, you know?
No. We can yeah, I love this.
It gave so much, but man, of course, No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000, WCW NWO World Tour, WCW NWO Revenge. See, you can't play me. I know my shit now. Look. That's I had all that stuff. But 64 will be tied first. And it will be between probably the N64 and maybe PS2. Switch is really getting up there very close.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games that are really up there with the games that I love. You know what I mean? Like Super Mario Odyssey, I love the same way I love in Mario 64. Mario Kart 64, same way I love Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Ocarina of Time, Breath of the Wild. It's like it's almost mirroring each other. You see what I'm saying? So It's like, then we're getting a sequel to it, And one of my favorite franchises right now, Bayonetta, is like that. That's my heart. So I'm finally getting my third sequel. You know what I mean? Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm a real big fan of that. So Switch is kind of coming up there. And of course, PS2. You know, the SmackDown games, the SmackDown versus game. You already know.
Yeah. Yeah, we're very much in a similar wheelhouse when it comes to our taste in video games. Like I grew up on all that stuff. The PS2 has such a near and dear place in my heart as well, because there were so many games for that system. Like that it was like a never ending influx of just always having stuff to play on that system. And I have a Switch as well, and I really like it too for the same reasons you do. It's like having almost updated versions of the games we loved growing up on. So I think that's really cool. Those are your systems, because those would be some of my top ones as well for sure.
Yeah,
Jeremy,
definitely.
what about you, man?
I'm not a big Switch fan. Because I play too much sports games, and they don't really have like the sports games that I like on Switch. You can't be playing like 2K and like NH. Go ahead.
You play 2K and what?
Oh, I play 2K. I play NHL. Like I'll play Madden. Like those are about the only games that I play. It's like NBA 2K and NHL are like the only games that I play. And 2K on the Switch ain't 2K on the PS5. It's just a lot different experience.
Wait. 2K on the Switch is actually a pretty damn good game. That's the only good sports game. I bought the first one.
I have it on the Switch. Like it's not bad, but it's a different experience on the PS5. It's a much different experience.
Oh yeah, I mean PS5, yeah. Okay, that's a little bit of a difference. But I was actually shocked. I actually was shocked. Well, I wasn't too shocked, but I was actually shocked how well they got that game on the Switch. You know what I mean? So I was like, I bought it every time. I was like, that's really the only sports game worth buying on the Switch is official sports game. I don't know how MLB is. I didn't try it out yet, but NBA 2K definitely.
See, they're not bad on the Switch, but then you play it on the PS5, and it's like, oh yeah, this is just a much different experience. And I like to play my console. I have kids. The kids love the Switch. That's all they play. They play the Pokemon and the Legend of Zelda and the Mario games. So I'll play that with them. And they beat me so bad that I just give up and I don't like playing with them because I'm not good at them. And then they talk that trash, and then I sulk in a corner because they just beat me so bad at them.
Okay, hold on. We can't gloss right past this. Baron, who's your favorite Pokemon?
I'm so turned off by Pokemon right now.
Really? I saw you tweeting about it. That's why I was asking.
Huh?
I saw you tweeting about Pokemon the other day. That's why I asked.
You're instigating right now. That's why. I'm so turned off by Pokemon, man. I don't even want to talk about it so long.
Okay.
Like for a franchise it's such a generational franchise. You know, so many generations are into it because it lasts that long. And I'm like, at this point, it should be a certain expectation level of experience that we should be getting. And it ain't hitting that for me. So the last one I bought was Sword and Shield. I regretted buying Sword and Shield. So I'm officially done for a while. You know what I mean? And my favorite Pokemon, I'm gonna keep it real old school. You know what I mean? Like Pidgeotto was my favorite Pokemon. So every time I bought a Pokemon game, I always got me a Pidgey. I always beat them up like a motherfucker. So that was my Pokemon, man. So, but right now,
Pokemon ended after 150 or 151, I guess. Like once they went past that, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with this. Too many to keep track of. Can't do it anymore.
It was way too many to keep track of. That was one of the problems. But the games never really took that evolution leap that it should. So that was my main issue.
I've heard Arceus is good. I've played a little bit with the kids. The oldest loves it. He's big into Pokemon, so he thinks Arceus is like the greatest game ever. But he doesn't have the experience like we have of playing on the little Game Boy and walking around. Like he doesn't understand that what we had to go through of like these little characters trying to find everything. Arceus is big open world stuff that he thinks is great. So maybe if you like the open world stuff, Arceus, maybe give it a try. Maybe it'll bring you back in, Baron.
Nah.
See, what we had to go through was the generation, right, of like of like the link cables, like linking up your Game Boy with
Yes.
someone else's Game Boy so you could transfer Pokemon from Game Boy to Game Boy. And I thought like that, like the technology wasn't ever gonna get past that. Like I was like, this is peak right here. But yeah, some good times. Man, I could talk about video games all day with you, Baron, but I do want to ask you another question about this Battle Slam fight for ATL card. Tasha Steelz, Queen Aminata. That is a great matchup. I think the Queen is still flying a little under the radar. Like I think she could be like massive star in wrestling, and I think that Atlanta always shows up for her. And Tasha Steelz, of course, Impact Knockouts champion, one of the top in the game right now. How does it feel that you were able to put this match together? Because I think this is an awesome matchup.
It felt good. I had it in the back of my mind for a minute. Because I knew Queen Aminata was going to be with us for a while. She was, she was supposed to be at the first Terminus show, but she was injured. So she ended up debuting on the second one. So I knew she was going to be, with us for a while. That's what she wanted to do. And I was like, well, I want to hopefully get to a matchup that will be big, have her, be at a few shows, and then we're going to hit a big matchup. And then, I was thinking about Tasha. I knew Tasha for a while. You know what I mean? We both used to be around Ring of Honor back in the day, trying to break in. So it's cool to see where she landed and where I landed now. So I always had her in mind because I always thought she was really good. And so when the opportunity finally presented itself, finally, contacted her, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm game." I'm like, "Yes, I'm going to be able to do this, and this is going to be one of probably the best women's matches of the year." Most definitely.
I'm gonna get you out of here on this, Baron. What's the coolest thing, either in your room or in your house?
The coolest
thing you have in your like the coolest.
We ask
thing
everybody. We ask everyone.
Yes.
This is a running thing on the show. So I know you got cool stuff, man. You're a gamer. You're a wrestling fan. You're hip hop fan. You gotta have something cool in there.
I don't really call it cool because everybody has a game console these days, so you can't really. And I got 4 of them. The coolest thing, I don't know. I guess I can say I have this giant sized Vegeta figure that's sitting on my entertainment system.
Oh.
Right next to my game console. I'm a big Vegeta fan. So so I have this like cool, Super Saiyan God Vegeta. It looks really cool. And I have him watching over all my consoles. So none of them Toy Story, toys fuck with it,
yes. You never know when you're not looking and not around. Those toys might start moving around at each other and cause some problems. I did want to ask you as well. I know that you're training wrestlers, and how's your experience been like with the training process of like helping develop other talent? And is there any names out there that maybe aren't so well known now that like you want to throw out there to keep your eyes out for in the future?
Yeah, I do help train other wrestlers. I have certain wrestlers that are that I'm pretty close with. We train every week over at the Nightmare Factory in Atlanta. So but one of the names I probably could say is Shoot Taylor. That's my guy there. So I know he surprised a lot of people at the last Def Jam show, not Def Jam, Battle Slam show. So I was really happy with how he turned out, and hopefully they get to see what he can do even more on this next Battle Slam show. So that would be one of the first things. There's other names that I will disclose later. But yeah, I think the talent that you're going to see pop up this year, coming, that I deal with, or coming from Nightmare Factory, is going to surprise you. You got some real potential and talented folks that are going to pop out of this thing.
Looking forward to it. I love what you are doing there at the Nightmare Factory. So much good talent coming out of there. It's been awesome. It's been awesome to see.
Baron, we appreciate you joining us. Any last plugs? Let everybody know where they can find you out on social media. Let everyone know how to check out Battle Slam this weekend.
All right. So, Battle Slam this weekend, as you already know, by the time you watch this, will be streaming live on Fight at 7 p.m. Sunday, June 12th.
Let's go.
So,
all right.
You can watch it live for the first time. And I hope you all tune in because it's a banging card, number one, from top to bottom. And there's some nice little surprises in store for you. So if you enjoyed the first one, come out, pick up the iPay-per-view on Fight TV. If you enjoy Terminus 2, come out or pick up the iPay-per-view on Fight TV. I promise you, this is going to be one of the best shows in the history of Atlanta professional wrestling.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there live, everyone. I'll be there live. I'll take pictures. I'll get some interviews for y'all. I mean, I'm super pumped. I mean, Private Party versus Casey Navarro and Myron Reed could be a match of the year. Leon Ruff versus Dante Martin could be a match of the year. I mean, there was just banger after banger. Baron, have you announced your match yet? Who you're going to be wrestling, or are you still waiting on that one? Or do you want to tell us?
It has not been announced, but by the time this airs, it will be announced.
Okay.
And I'm gonna keep you in suspense. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
That's fair. That's fair.
Guys, check it out. Again, Baron just said it. It's streaming live on Fight TV, June 12th, 7 p.m. Support Battle Slam, support everything Baron is doing with that, with Terminus, with AEW. We appreciate him joining us today. Follow him on social media, on Twitter at the Impra. He's probably yelling at Jonathan Gresham about something. We appreciate it, Baron. Again, thank you again. We'll be right back here on the Spotlight.